welcome to another episode of Words of Wisdom from the Wise. And today, we're going to talk about the benefits of keeping the commandments. Okay, so let's just jump right in. First, it will save you from everlasting punishment, which is hell. Another thing, the benefits is you will be blessed exceedingly here on earth, keeping the commandments. You can also, or you will, by keeping the commandments, continue on a generation of God-fearing children, nieces, nephews. You don't understand what I'm saying? And great health, and just a whole bunch of blessings from the heavens. So with that being said, you guys, let's just jump right in, because you know how I feel. Let the Most High be true, and every man a liar. Let's jump in. John 14 and 15. If you love me, keep my commandments. Okay, so we're starting off with Christ, because why? It's just the right thing to do. Duh. So Christ said in John, if you love me, keep my commandments. Period. That's point blank. The Father is action oriented. You understand what I'm saying? And he's not about, it's just a feeling that I feel, and and all of this other kind of crap that they try to push in these churches and stuff like that. No, the Father is action oriented. He want to see what's going on with you. He want to see something. You can say you love him and all of this all you want, but if your actions is conflicting with what you're saying, it means nothing. 1 John 5 and 3, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. His commandments are not hard. This is the love of him. This is the way we show that we love him. There's no other outlet. There's no other way to try to make it seem like that we love him. And just because I don't care, you can go to church all the time. But at the end of the day, if you're not keeping his commandments, you're on a highway to hell. John 15 and 10. If you keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. So this is what Christ is saying. If you can't believe Christ, you can't believe nobody, okay? Christ said if you keep his commandments, we shall abide in his love. You understand what I'm saying? We shall abide in his love, like he abided in the Father's love. Because when he came, he listened to the Father. And in order for us to please the Father, we must follow his Son. He was a living example here on earth for us to follow in order to make it to the kingdom. You understand? And that's just what it is. Proverbs 6 and 21. Bind them continually upon thine heart, and tie them upon thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When we out in this world, even though we are in the world, not of the world, the commandments will lead us. The commandments is going to lead us. You understand what I'm saying? Because why? We're constantly balancing. We're weighing every decision in our lives according to the Father. Is this taking me further away from the Father, or is this bringing me closer to the Father? You understand what I'm saying? Is this person taking me away from the kingdom, or is this person bringing me closer to the kingdom? That's why these commandments, these laws will keep us. This is to keep us grounded. That's why they're so important. And if you're in a church, I don't care what church it is. I don't care who the pastor is. If they're teaching that the law is done away with, you need to leave out of that church immediately. Why? Because they are ministers of Satan. In order to say for them to say that God's law is done away with, no. Christ said he didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets. You understand what I'm saying? The law is never done away with. He said keep them forever, always. But we won't get into that. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee, and when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandments is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. Yes, it is. Because why? When you are reproved, you're made better. You understand what I'm saying? You're not staying stagnant anymore. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be willing to be coachable so somebody can teach you. And plus, by you being corrected, which is what reproof is, you're able to zero in on that evil spirit that's within you and root it out of you. Because if you constantly think that you're not doing nothing wrong and you constantly think that you're right all the time, you're protecting that evil spirit within you, and it can't be rooted out unless it's just like the vampire thing. It has to have permission to come in, and you have to be willing to let it go in order for it to come out. So without reproof, and if you're not accepting reproof and instruction, you think you know everything and can't nobody tell you nothing, you're holding that evil spirit within you. And now you're like a dead man walking continuously because you refuse to be corrected. Deuteronomy 11:1. Therefore thou shalt love the Lord thy God and keep his charge and his statutes and his judgment and his commandments always. Whoa! So hold up. Like I said, if you are in the church and you are and they're telling you that the commandments are done away with, the Father word is not mocked. You understand what I'm saying? He is not a man that he shall lie. His word don't go back void. He's the same yesterday, today, and always. And he said, Deuteronomy 11:1. Therefore thou shalt love the Lord thy God and keep his charge and his statutes and his judgments and his commandments always. It don't get no simpler than that. Always. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Father. And no, we're not perfect keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of God. But at the end of the day, try with everything you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I mean try with everything you got, try with every bone in your body not to break his law, statutes, and commandments. And he will find favor in that. Don't just go around purposely breaking his law, statutes, and commandments. That's showing you don't fear him. You don't fear that he can kill the body and soul in hell. That's showing that's showing you don't fear him. You understand? Deuteronomy 11:13. And it shall come to pass if ye shall hearken, if ye shall obey diligently unto my commandments which I command you this day, to love the Lord the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, then will I give you the rain of your land in his due season. In due season, if we love him with everything we got, mind, body, and spirit, think about him continuously. You know what I'm saying? Act on his word, and not just be a hearer of it, but a doer as well. That I will give you the rain of your land in due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn, in thine wine, in thine oil. He will give us everything. He will give us everything if we listen to his law, statutes, and commandments and follow them. And not just follow them, but teach others the same thing. Be that living example so that when people see us, they're like, what do you believe in? We believe in the God of Israel. You understand what I'm saying? 18. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that ye may be as fortlets between your eyes. This is what it is. You have to have a tunnel vision for the kingdom and the Father's laws, the Father's commandments. Like I said, you have to weigh every situation, every person, everything against the laws of the Father. You have to think about the Father in everything we do. That's the only way we're going to stay grounded. That's the only way we're going to stay grounded. That's why the Father tells us, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. Because a lot of things is going to be coming at us. You understand what I'm saying? He also tells us that 6 days we should labor, and the seventh day, which is one day, the Sabbath day, we should rest. Why? Because Satan is going to come root up whatever we sown in the earth. If we rest too much. You understand what I'm saying? When we rest more than that one day, and we're sitting up there resting more than we labor, the roots is growing in our garden, and it choke them out. That's Lucifer. And ye shall teach them your children. So this is very important. We should teach our children, our nieces, our nephews, teach the children. Teach the children the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand what I'm saying? Free them early from the bonds of wickedness. You understand? So they don't have to fight through it like we had to fight through it getting older. No, free them early. Don't worry about buying your children Jordans and all of those things. Worry about teaching them the law, statutes, and commandments of God and putting that fear in them as youngsters. That's love. Speaking of them, when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou rise up. Yes, reflect on the commandments when you wake up in prayer, the Lord's Prayer. Reflect on the commandments in the Lord's Prayer, sundown. Reflect on the Lord's Prayer and the commandments when you're laying down to go to sleep. This is the time that we should pray to Father. Make sure you do it daily. I'm telling you, because Satan will come and choke you out. And next thing you know, you feel like you was all into the Father, and then the next thing you know, you don't know where the enthusiasm went, because Satan choked you out, because you was resting more than you was laboring. This is a daily battle with the Father. This is the daily battle in the spiritual realm. You understand what I'm saying? We got to battle with the Father. We can't do it without him. We cannot do this battle without Christ. And it's very important that we instill the fear of the Lord in the children so that they grow up warriors. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates. Yes, always. Like I got a screensaver. I got a screensaver of the commandments. Put them somewhere where you can see them every day, on your door. Put them on your refrigerator. Put them somewhere where you can see them every day and be reminded. You know what I'm saying? That's what fringes is all about. Being reminded that we you know what? We not falling victim no more. You know what I'm saying? Purposely breaking God's laws, statutes, and commandments no more. It's a reminder. The fringes are a reminder to keep God's law. That's what it is. You have to be reminded every day. You have to stay in tune and vibe with him every day, lest you be choked out. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments which I command you to do them, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, and to cleave unto him, to hold fast unto him, no matter what happens, no matter what the situation is, no matter what campaign they got going on, we still choose to hold fast to the Father. Why? Because we trust in the salvation that he's promised us. We trust in those things. We trust in him. It don't matter what nothing look like. We got our eyes on the law, and we got our eyes on the kingdom. Then will the Lord drive out all these nations. He'll drive them out all. It's about patience. He said in Ecclesiastes, better is the end of something than the beginning thereof. So patience is a virtue. We have to have patience. Wait on the Lord. I say wait on him. Don't worry about what they got going on out here. Don't worry about what these campaigns is going on. We know Lucifer, Satan is the principalities of the airways. Don't worry about it. Then will the Lord drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves. So he's saying, he already told us, look at this. We're a great nation. We're mighty. They want us to make it seem like we're powerless. You understand what I'm saying? The scriptures tell us that we were made a little lower than the angels. That's power. But they want us to be fearful and hopeless and faithless. No. That's not us. That's not of Christ. Fear the Father, and you won't fear nothing else. Fear him. Don't fear them that can kill the body. Fear him that can kill the body and soul in hell. And that's a higher. That's the Father, the great I am, the Almighty. Deuteronomy 11:26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. So here we go. He said, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. Which one will you choose, Israel? Which one did we choose? But at the end of the day, we have the option to wake up and begin to follow his law, statutes, and commandments and come out of that curse. Not the curse of Ham, because we're not Hamites. We are Shem. Okay, that's another lie they told in a Christian church, that we're Gentiles. No, we are the Jews. We are the Hebrews, and that we were Ham. We're not Ham. The Africans are Ham. The Ethiopians are Ham. Cushites. You understand what I'm saying? their Ham. We are from the seed. We are from Shem. You understand? Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. We are from Shem. But I'll go into that in another video. 27, a blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day. So he's telling us you'll get a blessing if you obey my commandments. This is the importance of the commandments. We can look at our cities and in our streets now and tell which one we chose. But we don't have to stay there, y'all. We don't have to stay there, Israel. We can come out of it. We can come out of it. How do we come back to him? Following his law, statutes, and commandments. By walking our walk and not just talking it. By teaching our children, our nephews, our nieces, the children to do the same. And a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day, to go after other gods which ye have not known. Going after other gods which we have not known. We knew the God of Israel. Our forefathers knew the God of Israel. They ain't know no Buddha. They ain't know no white Caesar Borgia Christ, which means Zeus, because there was no J's in the Hebrew language back then. So it's a lie. Islam didn't know none of that. We knew the God of Israel, and that's the one that is eternal and that created all of this stuff. So give praise and reverence to him and honor to him. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't come here to do our own will. We were sent here for a mission and for a purpose, and that's to fear him, serve him, bringing souls back to him through Christ, and following his law, statutes, and commandments. Yeah? So with that being said, you guys, I pray you were edified. Remember to stay prayed up. Sin not. The kingdom is at hand. Repent and be baptized for the remission of sins. And I'll see y'all in the next video.